Haven't heard any more dings, so I will get started. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We want to welcome you to our June 30th, 2025 Commissioners Meeting. This morning, I will lead us in an invocation pledge. If you're able in this room to stand, please do so. Dear Lord, thank you for letting all of us here this morning wake up to the last day of June in this year. We want to thank you for the many blessings that you give each and every one of us. We thank you for allowing each and every one of us to live in this great country, despite its problems and issues. That is still one of the finest places in the world to live. Be with us today as we act on business for Bartholomew County residents. And again, thank you for the blessings you give us and the opportunity for us to live here in the United States of America. In thy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes last week.
I'll move to approve our minutes.
Second.
I've got a motion from Larry and a second to approve those minutes. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed. Motion carried. Tony, you want to read the new permits?
Sure. For the week,
Oh, how come you don't let me read the new permit?
Well, if you don't have your glasses on, you can't see the numbers, so.
for the week of June 23rd, we had 46 new permits issued, fee amount of $11,061, a value amount of $7,313,451. Includes a 2.3 million new commercial building on Pavilion Drive for Dove House. That report is available in the Code Enforcement Office.
Another big week. Had lots of big weeks this year here in the county with our permitting. Next item, we have County Highway report, and our engineer this morning's with us, Danny Hollander. Good morning, Danny.
Morning. Last week, the crew worked on, we did some ditching on 850 South and 100 East. We replaced culverts on Huffer Road and 200 West. Put extensions on culverts on 350 East, 550 West, and 400 West. We did dirt patching, we did sidewinding on 50 North, 900 East, and Hartman Drive. We worked on signs, and then we mowed in Harrison Township, and then Thursday, Friday, we started working on 700 North. We're working on that up.
Good.
On that project, so. Made good progress on it last week.
Danny, question on your report. Have you had any issues using our ditching machine with all the new fiber that's been laid? I'm sure when they directional bore, it's deep enough that our ditching won't create any problems. Now we've got the boxes.
You hope, but you never know. But I haven't heard of us hitting it,
Okay.
you know. A lot of those out there is just conduits and they don't have anything in it. So if we would have hit those, nobody would have known.
Yeah, but we're not going very deep. I mean, really, we're
We
8 inches.
just taking the
maybe.
ditch back to where it should have been before.
Right, so
hopefully they're lower than that.
Okay. I had someone ask me that and I had my own thoughts, but I wanted to ask you if we've had any issues. Okay.
I think most of that boring is done 3 to 4 feet.
Yeah, I think so too, Tony. I don't think it's any more shallow than that.
Yeah.
And then they hit those junction boxes every, I don't know how many feet, but,
Yeah.
500 maybe.
and they're deep. So, all right, I don't think we'll have any trouble other than lifting up to get around the boxes. And most of the time they've been really close to the road where they
Yeah.
put them,
Yeah,
so.
there were, I mean, a lot of the roads, we've only got 5 feet of right of way
Yeah,
there
okay.
at the road, so they've gotta
Alright.
be close to the road.
Okay, good answer. Thank you.
The driveway bond I'd like to release is bond 25B-006.
I make a
Oh.
motion that we approve that driveway bond release 25B-006.
Second?
I got a motion from Tony and a second to release that driveway bond 25B-006. It's out in Clay Township. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carried.
And then I believe you have my monthly reports for.
Yes. We've got both the crew reports for the month of May as well as the financial reports to enter into the official record.
I'll move that we do so.
Second.
Motion from Larry and a second to approve those monthly crew and financial reports for the month of May. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Anything else, Danny?
That's all I have.
Okay. Anything else
Get a
for
little
Danny?
reprieve from the heat, a little bit this week, not much, but
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, last week was
Brutal.
pretty hard.
Last week was brutal.
Yeah. Thank you,
All right.
Danny.
Thanks, Danny.
Our next item on the agenda, we have a consideration of a grant application for the prosecutor's office. And we have Rachel Morris Clark with us and
Debbie Clark.
Debbie.
Morning, ladies.
Glad to have you both here. Rachel, tell us what we're doing.
So the Bartholomew County Prosecutor's Office is applying for a STOP grant. This is a grant that has been in place for 17 grant cycles. We'll be applying for our 18th grant cycle. It is federally funded with a pass through the county, state and then county. Indiana Criminal Justice Institute will be overseeing the project. And this is just basically asking for permission to apply for the grant, which is due to be submitted July 30th.
Rachel, kind of an odd question. I see that this grant is funded by the feds, but Violence Against Women Act funds.
Yeah, it's a VAWA fund.
Okay, is that a budgeted item? That's not a user fee or a,
No,
Okay, so that's funded by
that's federally
Congress.
funded.
okay,
Currently, it has not, with the budget that's being, talked about in DC, it currently has not been signed yet.
okay,
It is in there.
all right.
VOCA is expecting a decrease.
Mhm.
VAWA, at this point in time, we had a meeting last Friday, and they did not talk to us about a decrease, but they talked about the funding being held
Okay,
at last year's rate.
and the VAWA is Violence Against Women Act.
Yes, that's the
All right.
act that's currently.
Well, and as Rachel said, this is, I've been here many years as well, and we've done this, I think, every year. We've done it evidently 17 times, and this would be the 18th year that we have applied for this grant. So,
The grant is $63,712. County match 21,826.
But the county match is not actually,
It's not cash.
it's a commitment to spend that.
It is not a commitment to spend that. It is funded through kind of in-kind hours. So the deputy prosecutor is on, so that part of that salary, 10% of the deputy prosecutor, 9% of the deputy prosecutor's salary goes towards that match as 9.5 of Debbie. And then we also have Kelly Dykoff. 9.77% of her salary goes towards that match. And that is, we reach that requirement fairly easily.
Carl, I'll make a motion that we sign this grant application for the prosecutor's office, $63,712.
Second.
I've got a motion from Larry and a second to go ahead and sign this grant request for VAWA funds for Bartholomew County. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Thank you both
Rachel, thank you.
for coming this morning. Next item we have on our agenda, Charlie Day. Got Charlie with us, and we have a change order here for the pickleball courts that are kind of rounding home stretch, aren't they, Charlie?
Yes, they are.
I actually drove by them this morning and there's paint on the court.
Right,
They're
right.
blue paint.
Blue paint, yes.
Yeah. I know it's not paint, but it's.
Well,
Sure,
actually, I
sure
think
it's some
these
sort
two, it's like a latex paint
Is it?
coating with sand in it, right?
Okay.
What
Yes.
we got here,
So-
Charlie?
So this is change order number 2. This is in regards to the confusion we had in getting the permitting in place with it being a county property in the city limits and the county being an MS4, the city being an MS4, and the regulations go through the city. So there was a redesign in the drainage system due to that, which caused a significant delay in the contractor being able to get out there and do the work. We were supposed to be done with the project last October, so the contract was delayed over the winter. Some of the subcontractors had requested price increases, which seemed reasonable since they were delayed, no fault of theirs. We had a increase in fencing, some amenities and furnishings, concrete sidewalks, curbing, and the SWIP, which was the stormwater permitting. They had to hire a sub to do the inspections for that for IDEM. The total of the change order increase is requested is $12,240.
I'll move that we approve that change order number 2.
Before I second it, which I intend to do, I just want to clarify that these additional expenses are because of the delay, not because anything was added to the project at this point.
That's correct. The first change order was due to the delay as well, but it was for the additions required by the redesign to get the drainage approved. But you're
Second.
correct. This was the.
I second.
I've got a motion from Larry and a second to approve this change order here on the pickleball court construction. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye. Those opposed, motion carried.
Oh, Jim.
Charlie, I have heard that they're either at the grand opening or sometime thereafter, after we have a grudge match between these two commissioners.
That's what's been talked about.
Do we have a
And
date
I'm
for
gonna-
that yet?
Huh?
Do we have a date for that yet?
Well, I was gonna say, whenever we have
I
a
can't get
date,
the
we're
other
gonna
guy
make
to
it
settle on the
public.
date.
And I think Charlie Day should be the referee. I don't know if they have
How many points do I have to spot
They do
him?
have referees.
We
Yeah,
got
I
a
get a
YouTube channel
handicap.
now, right? We can
Live stream it. They're gonna require some stretching before they get out on the court and play.
Are those new defibrillators installed?
Yeah, not yet.
I'm gonna try to make sure that my calendar is cleared for that event. And I'm gonna wear my work shoes so that I don't have to participate, okay?
I'm already getting pushed by the club as to when they'll be open to
Are you?
play.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
Our next item is with Steve Rubel of Strand Associates. And concerning our new proposed storage building out there close to the fairgrounds. And we got a small item here. Go ahead, Steve.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. As Commissioner Lena stated, this is for geotechnical services related to the storage building. This is important at this stage for two main reasons. One is we need to determine the bearing pressure of the soil so that the foundations can be properly designed. And two, we know we have some unconsolidated fill on the site that's been placed there in the past. We need to understand the extents of that before we go into a contract with contractors so that we can understand how to properly allow for that and avoid a big potential change order. It's very important to make sure that you're building your concrete slab on soils that aren't going to settle differentially. Having this information will allow us to make those preparations before we get into construction and know what the costs are going to be for the project. So we would certainly appreciate your consideration of this so that we can keep the project moving forward.
So what you want to do is make sure we don't create a big infill situation down there with all of our stored materials.
Yes, sir. We want to make sure that your building isn't going to have structural problems. We want to make sure that your concrete slab isn't going to be cracked 6 months after it goes in. This will allow us to make all of those preparations, make sure that your building is going to serve you for a long time forward.
This is with Cornerstone Geotech Services, correct?
Yes, sir.
Makes sense to me. I'd make a motion that we approve this agreement with Cornerstone Geotech Services to perform geotechnical investigation for our proposed Bartholomew County storage building in the amount of $7,900.
Isn't it part of the state requirement as well?
Yeah, we'll need to have that bearing pressure for the foundation design for the state design release.
I'll second.
I've got a motion from Tony and a second to approve this contract with Cornerstone Geotech Services for services for Bartholomew County. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Carl, we might add for the public or anybody that is concerned, why are we building this building?
We are building this building because we have, first of all, sold our highway site to City Hall. Secondly, we are still obligated to store a fair amount of paper for the courthouse, paper records.
That we've had on the fourth floor for many years.
Yes, and then we've
And it
kind of
shouldn't
shuffled
be.
them around
Yeah,
between the old court services building, which stood on this corner. Now
Youth
they've gotten
Services Center.
shuffled to Highway Garage
and youth services center.
and
There's
Youth
still some out
Services
there.
Center. And
We just still need storage.
still end up needing some physical storage, so that's what's driving this. Tony, you have the animal control report?
Did we vote on that? I've already forgotten.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. I do have our May ACO report. We had an uptick in May. We picked up 43 animals, 34 dogs, 9 cats. What strikes me as unsettling is how few are reclaimed. In May, we only had 3 animals reclaimed by their owners. Very, very concerning to me. We continue to scan all the animals we pick up for chips. 4 of the animals were chipped. There was 1 animal in May that ended up being, the dog was from Peoria, Illinois. I've been to Peoria. I understand why he left. Anyway, he got back to his animals.
Dogs and
What's that?
cats. Dogs and cats, say that you.
We had 34 dogs and 9 cats
Okay, all right, thank
in
you.
May. I had to make a motion that we enter this animal control report into minutes.
I'll second.
I've got a motion from Tony and a second to approve that May animal control report. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed.
Nobody's here from Peoria, are they?
Motion carried. Well, and our animal control officer said they'd had what? That
From
one?
Georgia.
Huh?
Had one from
Had
Georgia.
had a dog from Georgia and one other
Isn't Peoria the
Illinois
capital
was, I
of
think, the
Illinois?
forum state.
What is it?
Springfield, I think.
What? What's the question?
Capital, is it Springfield?
Springfield.
Okay.
And the only thing that I can think of is, that, you know, those dogs either were chipped there and then, were adopted here, or their owners moved here for work, maybe. And, I don't think that particular dog stuck his thumb out for a ride.
Well, they don't have thumbs, Carl.
I have the treasurer's monthly report for the month of May submitted here by Barb Hackman, our treasurer. Some pretty big numbers, but I would imagine June will have bigger numbers with the tax collections in it. Her report looks in order. I'd move to approve that report.
Second.
I've got a motion from myself and a second to approve the treasurer's report. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Larry has the veterans report.
Just briefly, we had 8 trips to the VA hospital, 836 miles on our van. The trips to the hospital are down a little bit. I'm sure there was a reason. 20 burial appropriations. So we continue to lose a lot of our veterans. I'll move that we accept the May or Veterans Service Office report for the month of May.
Second.
I've got a motion from Larry and a second to approve that May Veterans Office report. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. That's the end of our published agenda. I'd like to make a couple notes here. First of all, this morning we have some guests with us in our meeting. The Jail Building Corporation will meet immediately after this meeting. They are Jim Reed, Paul Frankie, Mark Gorbett, Todd Noblet. And corporation was formed about 19, 20 years ago when we built the new addition to the jail, and was a requirement at that time. I think it might have been a little bit of a requirement to get around the remonstrance process. Do you remember, Mark? But I'm not, Jim is shaking his head. I think that might have been it. But anyway, we've had a couple of members pass on during that 19 years, but Jim, you are an original.
Yep.
Paul, I think you have fulfilled a vacancy, and Mark has fulfilled a vacancy, and Todd Noblet. So Jim, that speaks volumes for you. We're glad to have you here this morning.
Jim is still alive, but he resigned.
Yeah. So Jim Paris was on that original committee and chose to resign a year ago. So,
Will the obligation to this, for this committee end with the payoff of the bond?
I'm pretty sure it will.
we think that,
Sure it will.
pretty sure it will, and our auditor says that that bond will be paid off before the end of this calendar year, correct? Yeah,
No,
no,
26,
in 26, but soon, yeah, in 26.
into 26.
Okay. Other than that, under miscellaneous, county offices will be closed this Friday in observance of July 4th. We will be back here next Monday morning, July 7th at 10 o'clock for our regular meeting. Any questions from anyone? We are adjourned.